Does your fish have some weird white spots on it, like somebody sprinkled salt on it or something? Yeah, that's not normal. Keep watching as I share how I treated ick in the past, why it didn't work, and what is the fastest, most effective treatment I've used so far. Hi, my name is Irene with Girl Talks Fish, here with practical tips on nanofish and planted aquariums. And one of the most common questions I get is, can my fish survive ick without treatment? And the answer is, maybe, rarely. I mean, it depends on how mild the infection is, whether or not your fish are very, very healthy and strong enough to fight it off. But in most cases, if you already see it, that is not the case. They are already infected, and if you do nothing, there is the chance of 100% mortality rate. So you want to do everything you can to treat it as soon as possible to give your fish the best chance of survival. The second most common question I get is, what is the best treatment for ick? So ick is basically this parasitic protozoan that forms a little white dot or cyst on the side of your fish's body and is basically sucking the nutrients out of it like a vampire. Eventually, when it matures, that cyst breaks open and then hundreds of little baby vampires start freely swimming in the water looking for their next host. And that is when you need to treat them with medication and kill them off. Now, full disclosure, I do work for Aquarium Co-Op, which is a fish store located in Washington State, and so they were very motivated to find the best, fastest treatment for ick, considering all the customers they get, and they don't want to lose fish as well. And after years and years of testing for all the medications available on the market for them, they settled on IckX, which is made by Aquarium Solutions, aka owned by Hikari. The reason why this stuff is so effective against ick is because it contains not just one, but two active ingredients that are known to kill ick: formaldehyde and malachite green. So it's like going to your vampire hunt with garlic and a wooden stake, right? And I really love this stuff because it's safe against everything, it seems like. All freshwater fish, including the really sensitive scaleless ones, any baby fish. It's safe against snails, shrimp, all invertebrates, live aquarium plants, as well as, in my experience, beneficial bacteria. Not going to harm it one whit. So if you see white ick spots, they tend to attack the fish in the thinnest areas of their body, including the gills, and the more obvious fins is where I catch them. And then eventually it'll spread to the rest of the body. So definitely go online to your favorite online store, or maybe some local fish stores will carry it, and get a bottle of IckX to have on hand just in case. Now, the first thing you want to do for treatment is to do a thorough cleaning of your aquarium. That includes changing out water, doing a vacuum of the gravel to get out excess waste, and then service the filter to remove all the gunk that is built up there. You also want to clean the inside and outside of the viewing panels on the aquarium so that you can more easily see any symptoms or changes in symptoms that might be occurring. Remove any chemical filtration or activated carbon that is in the aquarium, and then you're going to treat 1 teaspoon of IckX for every 10 gallons of water. Now, this stuff is pretty blue, so try not to get it on your fingers or clothing because it might stain. However, in my experience, I haven't found it to really stain my aquarium decorations or the silicone in the aquarium tank. Wait 24 hours and then change out 1/3 of the water in the tank and then redose the 1 teaspoon for every 10 gallons of water for the IckX. You're going to keep doing this every single day until about 1 to 2 days have passed without you seeing any signs of ick on any of the fish. At that point, you can just do your regular water changes to gradually remove the medication over time. It'll be fine having the remnants amounts of it in the water. The little vampires are probably going to leave, bite wounds or gaping holes in the sides of your fish's body. So you may need to treat for secondary infections that come from bacteria or fungus. Also, before I forget, make sure while you're treating your tank that you don't accidentally cross-contaminate and bring it to another aquarium. So definitely don't share any equipment like nets or siphons, and then thoroughly wash your hands anytime you touch the tank and then leave it, because you might accidentally bring droplets with the infected stuff to another tank. The next question I get is, what do I do to treat if I can't get IckX or if I don't want to use medication? Heat and salt, baby. This is aquarium salt, and the reason I didn't mention it before, even though it is effective against ick, is because it's not safe for live aquarium plants or snails. All right, in order to treat with aquarium salt, the first thing you're gonna do is do a thorough cleaning of the aquarium again, and then this time I want you to raise the heat to 85 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit if your fish can stand it. The reason when we do that is because it speeds up the life cycle of the protozoan so that they will quickly mature and become those free swimming baby vampires, and then that stage is when they can be affected by the medication such as aquarium salt. Now, another thing that hot water does is it actually decreases the amount of oxygen in the tank. So make sure you increase the amount of oxygen for them by providing an air stone or a sponge filter or increasing the surface agitation so that there's greater gas exchange up there. I'm going to put a link down in the description below on how exactly to treat with aquarium salt, but we are going to go straight to level 2 concentration, which is 1 tablespoon of aquarium salt for every 2 gallons of water. And ideally, we want that to soak for 10 days. If you have to do a water change during that period, then you're going to have to recalculate the concentration of salt because it doesn't get removed unless you do a water change. So again, read the article for more details. Now, if after 5 days you're not seeing any improvement at all, go ahead and increase the concentration to level 3, which is 1 tablespoon of salt for every 1 gallon of water. So the first time I experienced ick was very early on in my hobby. I got 7 marbled hatchet fish that were, if you didn't know, typically are wild caught and very prone to ick. And so I decided to treat them with Sea Chem Paragard. Well, this stuff takes 14 full days for treatment, and by day 5, 6 out of my 7 marbled fish had passed away. So it was definitely not fast enough. And this stuff uses, it says an aldehyde blend because it's a safer alternative to formaldehyde. Well, I guess in this case, safer means not as effective because my fish ended up dying anyways. And that's why, yeah, I definitely recommend going with a much faster, much more effective ick medication if at all possible. Ever since that experience, I definitely put all of my fish through quarantine and I proactively treat them with a trio of medications, which I'll link down in the description, but one of them is ICX, so I've never had an outbreak ever since. And to me, it is like treating your brand new puppy with vaccines. It gets rid of all the most common diseases that affect dogs, and it gives them a clean bill of health. If you are tired of having sick fish die, definitely I recommend that you watch this video over here on a quick and easy quarantine tank that you should put all new fish in, and as well as you can use it as a hospital tank for existing fish. Take time to enjoy your aquariums, and I'll see you in the next video.